like talking to people. Especially not my family. They kind of get on my nerves sometimes.
Young color cooking up the sauce.
What's up, YouTubers? I'm back again with another video, and this time I'm in Vegas. So for those of you that are new, I'm Illeenchavez, and for those of you that aren't, much love to you guys, and I hope you guys stay tuned. Alright, so in this video, I'm technically just going to be talking about my shady family and stories that why I think they're shady and why they are shady. I love my family, don't get me wrong. I really do love them, you know. At the end of the day, I do anything for them. But they're shady, like no other. And my family isn't your typical just Mexican family. I don't even know. Like, I don't even know what category to put them in. Like, they're just a different type of level where it's like, I don't even understand. Okay, so first time I ever noticed my family was shady was when I was younger. You know, my innocent little mind. So when I was younger, I used to think I was adopted for the longest time. And not just because I was like, you know, I didn't look like my family or anything. Because I really didn't. If you look at me now, I don't really look a lot like my siblings or anyone really my family. I look more like my dad. But anyways, so when I was younger, I'm pretty sure I was just minding my business, you know, doing me. And my uncle comes up to me and he's like, hey, I hope you know you're adopted. And I was like, what? Like, what? Where did this come from? And he was like, yeah, you're adopted. You know, like once upon a time, we went to the zoo and, you know, your mom found you in the back by a trash can. So she felt bad and took you in. I was like, that's not true. I don't believe that. And he's like, yeah, that's why you're not Herrera. So everyone in my family is Herrera. You know, they're Herrera something. They're all Herreras. They all got the Herrera in their name. Me and my other sister are the only ones that don't have Herrera in our name. You know, my name's Chavez. So he was like, that's why you're not Herrera, because you were adopted. You know, you're not really part of this family. I was like, well, damn. I did not know that. And, you know, every time I try to, like, clear up with my mother or my grandma, they're like, I mean, stop. They wouldn't even like, no, that's not true. You know, it's not true. They would just be like, you're stupid. And I was like, damn. I probably am adopted, you know? That's probably why there's no baby pictures of me. And I was like, holy shit, there really ain't no baby pictures of me. I am adopted. They found me behind the trash can at the zoo. I was like, holy shit. Mind blowing, right? Eventually, you know, like stories did come out and I was not adopted. I did start looking like my mom, somewhat like my grandma. And baby pictures started rolling out. And that's the first time I noticed my family was shady, because they let me believe that I was adopted for the longest time. It wasn't like a day, it wasn't like a week, it wasn't a month, it was for the longest time. Like, I swear I probably believed it for like a year or so. Like, I really thought I was adopted. Not that it's any bad being adopted, but I was like, that makes sense, you know? Anyways, then moving forward, my family comes to Vegas a lot, as to why I'm in Vegas. But, we come a lot to Vegas because we have an uncle out here that's lived out here forever. So, you know, at that time, they're like, hey, you want to go to Vegas for New Year's? It'd be dope, you know, we could watch out the stratosphere, you know how they throw fireworks and everything on the strip, you should go. I was like, nah, I don't really want to go, like, I don't do anything, you know, I'm not old enough to drink, I'm not old enough to do anything, I don't want to go. They're like, come on, it'll be fun, you should just go, have some fun time, it'll be fun, you watch fireworks from a different place. You know, they brainwashed me, and I was like, you know what, maybe it'll be fun, let's go, okay, so let's go. We come down to Vegas, you know, it's like a big family reunion, everyone's here from Cali, from different places, you know, like my family's huge. So they come down, we're at my uncle's house, and it is New Year's Eve. Everyone's getting ready. So I start getting ready because I'm like, you know, I'm about to look cute on the strip, I'm about to take pictures, you know, in front of the fireworks or whatever. So I start getting ready, and everyone's looking at me like, why are you getting ready? Like, because I'm going with you guys. And they're like, no, you're babysitting the kids. So they brought me to babysit the kids, not to come watch the fireworks. And they really left me with all the kids to watch them while they went out and drank. They didn't even leave me food. I was starving. At that time, I have to find the video, But on my Snapchat story, I was literally by myself on New Year's. It was like 12 on the dot, and I recorded. Kids were knocked out. I was by myself. It was really whack. So they brainwashed me into watching their kids. And I've realized a lot that's mainly why a lot of the family brings me around. So I'm kind of like, not the oldest. Well, I guess I am the oldest in the family kind of type of thing. So it's mainly the reason people bring me around nowadays. And it's kind of sad. Because, you know, you would be like, oh, your family wants to spend time with you. No, they just want you to watch the kids. And that's pretty much how it goes nowadays. So if you're the oldest child, I feel your pain, you know, because that's our unpaid job now to do that. But I thought that was really fucked up. I was like, you know, y'all could have just told me you wanted me to watch the kids. I probably would have done it. And then the next morning, they bring me their leftover tacos. Cold as hell. And I was like, bro, I'd rather just starve. I am mad. I was hurt. And at the time, I lost all hope for my family. But leave it off with a different story. Not that long ago, when I first started working at Zaxby's, I didn't know my manager too well. Now we're buddy-buddy. You know, he'd be texting me all the time. But before I actually got to know him and actually worked there for a while, my family was like, hey, do you want to go to Vegas for a couple days? And I was like, no. That time I had just come back. I was already there for like 2 weeks, so I was like, I don't really want to go back there again. I need to get money and pay my shit, you know? So my grandma was like, yeah, it's understandable, it's fine, you know, it's cool. You know, a couple days go by, and I hear my sisters talking about this trip, and they're saying they're going to Disneyland. And I was like, what? I thought you guys were going to Vegas. And she was like, no, we're going to Disneyland. And I was like, no, you're going to Vegas. So we're back and forth arguing. I was like, you know what, I'm gonna go ask my grandma. So I go ask my grandma, and she's like, yeah, I told you we were going to Disneyland. I was like, no, you told me you were going to Vegas, which is completely different, because I just came back from Vegas. I would have loved to go to Cali. And she was like, well, we're passing by Vegas, it's the same thing. I was like, no, it actually is not the same thing, but okay. It's literally like 3 days before they leave, and I was like, I can't ask for the days now, so I just can't go. And I was like, hey, that's really fucked up for y'all to do that. You know, if y'all didn't want me to go, you could just said don't come. You know, I would have been cool. And then it's literally probably like the next day, and I'm coming back from work, and my grandma was like, hey, have your grandpa check the car. And I was like, okay, you know, my grandpa usually checks my car either way. I don't know how to do anything besides check my oil. So my grandpa's out there checking my car. He's running it, making sure it's good, you know, lights don't turn on or whatever. And I was like, he's doing a lot more than he usually does. So then I was like, okay, don't think much about it. I was just like, hey, whatever. Maybe he's just checking my shit. You know, I was like, yeah, I appreciate you. Then the next day comes around, and they're like, oh yeah, we're taking your car. Yeah, you're gonna be left without a car for a couple days. I was like, what? So they're taking my car. They didn't tell me they were going to Cali. I'm gonna have to walk to work, is what you're saying? And she's like, yeah, we're just gonna take a car, you know, a couple days. And I was like, you didn't want to run this by me first, you know, so I can make plans, you know? And they're like, nah, we just figured you wouldn't need your car. And it's better on gas, so we're just gonna take yours instead. At that moment, I was terrified of driving, like, big trucks, and that's all they had. So when they left their cars, I didn't drive them because I was afraid to drive them. Like, I drive my little car. I'm used to my little car. I like little cars. I don't like driving big-ass trucks. So I had to walk everywhere for, like, the next 5 days while they were in Cali. You know, I swapped through my Snapchat, and they're all having fun, and they didn't even bring me back anything. I was hurt. Not even, like, a Disney shirt. Not even a fucking lollipop. They didn't bring back shit. They just came back and like, oh my god, that was so much fun. Yeah, but that moment was when I knew my grandma was really shady. And I lost hope for that. Because I was like, maybe my grandma's the only one in this family, you know, that is not shady. But no, she is. But I love my grandma, don't get me wrong, I love her to death. Going on with more in-depth into my family. My family is also the type to jump to conclusions and kind of think the worst about you if they don't know the full story. If they assume, like when I was quitting my job, I didn't tell anyone besides my manager. And my manager knows David, my uncle. He lives with me. So when I put my 2 weeks in, my manager told David, my uncle, and my uncle told my grandma and my grandpa and probably other people. And somehow it came to the conclusion that I was quitting my job and it's gonna be a bum the rest of my life, which wasn't even my intentions. My family, I swear, it's like you need to tell them what you're doing before it gets around, because it gets around and it becomes really bad what they think of you. You know, they're just really judgmental. That's what they are. My family's judgmental. A lot judgmental. You know, and it's kind of like fucked up sometimes because they don't realize the shit they say and how it could really affect you sometimes. Like when I first got my tattoo, a lot of my family disowned me and really said a lot of shit to me because, you know, my tattoo. Because they're not nice, they're not girly, they're not feminine. You know, they don't like that. When they found out I smoked, they thought I was a pothead, they thought I was a druggie, they thought I needed rehab. Like, I really got disowned by so much of my family and shit. It's kind of bad. I've learned to live with that. But my family's also the type where they won't come up to you and clear anything, you know? But they also won't bring it up. Like, how do I put this? How do I say this? So my family is really quick to jump to conclusions. You know, they are quick to jump on everything bad. It's never anything good. You know, like if I was to lose weight, they probably think I was doing crack or some shit. You know, it's never like, oh my god, you did so good at losing weight. I'm proud. You look good. It's like, what drugs were you on? What did you do? You know, did you get surgery? Why'd you do that? It's kind of like that. You know, they always think the bad side of things. And sometimes it kind of sucks because you're always caught in the middle of that. And you can't really do anything about it because they're not going to, like, even if you were coming up to them like, no, I worked out, I recorded myself, this and that, you know, facts, they'll be like, nah, that is fake. I don't believe that. You did drugs, you know, you got surgery. They're really hard-headed, that's what it is. My family is hard-headed as fuck and don't believe shit. And they always, I've always gotten the bad side of my family. I feel like since I'm the oldest, they always think I am not good enough sometimes. Like the shit I do isn't good. I don't know what to say to that, but sometimes they're just like, I don't know, it's weird. Like yeah, you could say they've been proud of me sometimes, but I'll mess up once or I'll quit my job or I don't know, have a panic attack or some shit and they'll be like, yeah, that's Eileen. That's typical Eileen. Never knows what she's doing. Always doing some bad shit. Never paying attention. And that's how my family is. As much as it sucks, I've got the best for all of that. But honestly, I'd rather me have it than my siblings have it because I feel like I've dealt with it more. I know how to deal with it. I guess it's okay. But leaving with that, I don't think I have much more to say. I actually have to go. So, I looked at it like I'm gonna watch it. I'm gonna watch it. Leave it with that. I hope you guys like my video, and I'll see you guys in the next one.